Hey everybody, welcome to my art channel Khan Creative Studio again. Today, as I've told you earlier, I'm going to show you how to paint a tree and plant effect, how to do it effectively. Actually there are more steps to plant effect, maybe the next few videos I'll try to explain more and you can catch up with that. Okay, you can see from the painting setup here is the previous painting, the sky and the sea effect. Now I'm going to use the same background, but then I'm going to draw a tree and some foreground, middle ground and a tree, right. And you can see why I have put in some strings here, not drawn the lines, because when you are painting actually a mural, you're not supposed to dirty the wall, like pencil marks, lines here and there, which can be painted over, but then if you put pencil marks or some charcoal, some people use charcoal, when you paint over it will look a bit dirty, the color will look a bit like grayish. So from the start I am trying to teach how to use ways and means not to dirty the wall, at the same time keep yourself clean and keep the painting clean. So that is why I use strings, and strings are very good for lines. If you are not happy with the the alignment, where the line should be, you can always shift the strings. It is very easy. You can use a thread, a colored thread, so that it is visible and easily noticed. Now why I put it in this way, as you all know the rule of thirds, right. The rule of thirds, when you are painting something, try to always use the rule of third, so that when you put in some like the tree or something that you are going to paint beside the tree, you know where to put. And when you paint a mural, you are not supposed to like paint everything everywhere and then there is no focus, there is no focal point, or there is some place where you have to put in something there, so it is attractive. At the same time they look at the whole mural, it will stand out nicely. So this is only a small painting, but the mural will be a large one, right. Okay, as I have told you earlier, how to use the water, right. One is for touching the water, for spreading the colors or blending, and the other one is to wash the brush. Okay, wash the brush. Now when you are actually painting the wall, the actual big wall, you do not have to really wash the brush. You can just touch water, extra water on the brush itself, and then wipe it on the wall itself. It will be clean and you can paint over certain areas. There are effects of painting, okay, as the background color. Now okay, to start, just touch, okay, just touch, do not dive inside, as I said earlier. Then you can, these are the colors for today's video. These are the colors I will putting up on the video itself. Just take a look first. Okay, these are the colors. So usually I won't touch the colors at the right, at the middle. I will touch at the side like that, right, at the side like that, right. Okay, now touch water again and touch very lightly, watery a bit. Okay, okay, now I am going to do the foreground. Foreground is somewhere here. Okay, this is going to be the plant effect, foreground, right. Okay, then the middle ground. The middle ground is going to be somewhere here, right. Okay, middle ground, and within the middle ground I am going to draw from the middle ground, yeah, I am going to draw the tree. Now whenever you draw a tree, do not draw the tree like so straight, make it a bit more what do you call, artistic. So do not draw a straight tree. There are trees that are really straight, but try to put in something like more artistic, then you look more nicer. So maybe the tree trunk is a big tree, maybe it's only half a tree, so it's coming out like that, like that, okay. A big tree, that, yeah, and this one here, okay, there's a tree here. Now as it comes here, you can see this part here, the branch is coming out here, okay, maybe another branch. No need to draw so many branches, because it's going to be only half the, you can't see the full tree itself, okay. Then the leaves, okay, maybe come out here until like this. You see this part here, the rule of thirds. 1, 2 here, this point here, this point here, this point here, this point here. Okay, this point here is interesting, this point here interesting, like the tree is coming down to this area here. It's like, one whole complete kind of a sketch. Now if you find it difficult to sketch with the brush, okay, I'll be putting up another video on how to draw with the brush, because here mostly on the wall itself I don't use pencil, I don't use some kind of charcoal, all these things. I straight away use brush to draw on the wall so that it can be painted over easily and you don't mess up the wall, anything can be painted over. Okay, now roughly you have that the tree is somewhere here, right, the tree is somewhere here. Now the best part is going to paint the tree black, even the foreground black, except for this part here, the middle ground, right, the middle ground you can paint some maybe a lighter green, right. The green, don't use the straight away the green, always try to mix with yellow ochre, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of brown, then it will become a bit natural color. If you use too bright, and then it won't look so natural, right. So now, okay, once I have drawn this, the later on I can add in whatever I want over this part here. So at a moment I leave it blank, because I can always add in something. Okay, now this part is done, right. So you don't need the strings anymore. You know, this part here important, this part, and this part here is important, that's all. So you can remove the strings here. And actual wall you can do the same thing, a bigger wall, rule of thirds, and roughly gauge the, very easy to do the rule of third an actual wall. Let us say all you need to do is like, okay, hang the string down, then you put some weights below, so it will hang straight. Okay, you hang straight, it won't swing, you will hang straight, then you can have the mark out the lines here. Okay, now I am going to remove the strings here. I don't need the strings anymore, right, or the thread, right, I don't need it now. Okay. Okay, roughly you have the tree here, the plant effect like the bushes here, and then there is a middle ground, and you have the tree. Now what you need to do now is, as I have already told earlier, that the plant effect you can always paint black. Okay, paint black, make it like uneven, paint black. You can always touch the color, the water here. Okay, this is how you just touch from the, right, roughly, yeah, you can paint black. Now this part here, the tree also paint black. So later I will show you how to paint the tree, very simply paint over, but you got to let the color dry first before you can paint over the tree, the tree barks and things like that. So okay, just paint. We can put one more branch here. Of course, a bigger area you need to use a very big brush to cover, or you can use roller. Usually I use roller to cover all the bigger areas, especially when you are painting the wall, you need to cover with the roller. Use a roller to paint. Right. Okay, so this is done here. Now the tree, the foliage, the leaves there, same thing. You can have it, yeah, you can have it like that. Try to paint it all dark. Okay, there's one more branch here. Okay, one more branch here, maybe another branch here. See, as you go on, you can add the branches, no problem, like that. Okay, maybe another one here, like that. Okay. Okay, while the black is not supposed to dry, because only then you can do the effects on it. Okay. What you can do is, can either use the same brush or change the brush, wash the brush. Okay, wash the brush nicely. You can use the same brush. Now you are going to touch the green. Now the green here, you see this palette here, I keep all the clean colors here, all the green, and there is no brown here. So I will just take a bit of the green from the side again, maybe a bit of yellow, right, and a bit of the yellow ochre, right, a bit of the yellow ochre. Okay, now what I am going to do is just a bit of the yellow ochre. Then this part here, just paint. Don't worry about the, it's touching the black. You can go over it. Okay, nothing will happen. Same thing now. Now I'm going to do is touch a bit of the yellow, green, and a bit of white, because top part of this part here. Yeah. Okay. Now when you use this kind of brush, the color will be a bit light, like transparent look. Okay. If you use another brush, this type of brush, okay, if you use this type of brush, the color will be a bit thicker and more opaque. When you use this type of brush, the color will be light, translucent. Take note of that, because every brush, like, it is useful how to, when you are painting something, how to know what effect you are going to create. Okay. You can touch a bit of green, a darker green. You can touch a bit of the darker green, then you can put in a bit of the darker green here. Okay. Okay, done. Okay, once this is done, wash, put it aside, use tissue clean. Use tissue clean, you can put it aside. Now, roughly this picture is going to be here. You can add in something here. You know that there is the rule of third. You can put something over here, or you can put something over here flying, either one. Okay, now once this is done, right, touch up again on the this part here. Okay, you can touch up a bit of the black again. I am using a different brush now. Wash. Now I am going to touch the green. Right, I am going to touch the green. I am going to touch the green. Make sure it's clean. Same thing as I said. When you want to do the plant effect, you need to use only one brush. You punch it on the table or what. Okay, you can either use this effect. Okay, now when you are going to put this, make sure it's something like this. Yeah. make sure when you're painting, when you touch the colors, just dab, just dab. First you can use a darker tone, like you can use a dark blue and a bit of the green, so you have a darker green. So you go from the darker green, then the second tone, third lighter and brighter, right. So you can go by tones. So when you are putting all this plant effect here on top, you don't cover everything, like maybe some parts, okay. Take a closer look, yeah, don't cover everything, yeah, don't cover everything. In between here and there, yeah, can go by color, okay. Now I am going to touch lighter green and a bit of the darker green, right. Okay, now I am going to do is, okay, there shouldn't be too much paint, that is why I do this here before I touch the painting over here, right. Don't be too much, it will become a blob. So now wherever there is some dark areas here, lightly dab so that you get dots, right, you get dots, tiny dots, it will look like plants, and behind you can see some of the area, it will be like some dark, okay. Again, don't keep on dabbing until there is no color, then you don't see anything there, okay. Okay. Now once this is done roughly, don't make it like a straight line, uneven. Now touch a bit of the yellow and a bit of the light green, yellow and light green. Notice I haven't touched the luminous yellow yet, later on the flowers and things like that. So when I am painting this, this part is drying, later on it will be easier. Okay, so now I have a bit of the light green here and there, okay. Wherever there is no color there, try to dab that area only, don't dab everywhere, like dots, okay. And when you put the dots lightly, don't go and punch, don't punch. On the wall you can punch, there is another way of doing it, okay, on the wall, because this is a small painting, so it's do it gently, nicely. Small painting, it's a small painting. On the wall there is a different way, because you need to cover a wall with a certain, if you are doing for some clients or what, they want you to finish within a certain time period, so you cannot be doing gently, you got to do it fast. So when you do it fast, you got to hit it hard so that you can cover a bigger area, but in a proper way. Okay, now you can touch a bit of the white and a yellow, because already got green here, so the luminous yellow, now I am going to touch the luminous yellow. Now I am going to put only the top part, some parts here, right. Okay. When you are free, try to look at some plants, bushes, so you get some idea of how it look like, okay. So when I am painting this, okay, no need to put in the flowers yet. So this part here is done, almost done. You can put a bit of white. Is the earliest video I got, I let you all know that you can put a bit of white here and there, white and green, light, very light green, so that it doesn't look so even. Okay, now this is done. What I am going to do is wash the brush, keep it aside, wash the brush, keep it aside. Now this part here, okay, I am going to use this brush because it's, I need to take some thicker colors, right. Take a look at the brush, this type of brush. Now I am going to paint the tree trunk. Now let us say the light is coming from here, so this part will be dark, this part will be a bit bright, okay. Light is coming from this angle, right. So, this part will be a bit bright, this part will be a bit dark, that is all. So, once you have done this, the tree trunk, then you can start painting the foliage there. Okay, now for the tree trunk, you can use these 3 colors good enough already, you know, white or the 4 colors, the brown, the light brown here tone, and the yellow ochre and the white. Okay, anyway you can mix and match these colors. Okay, how you are going to put the colors, that is most important here. Okay, try to, okay, now I am going to use the, okay, let us say I am going to start from here, the darker area, right, darker area. So, I need to touch a bit of the brown and maybe a darker just a bit of black, right. Okay, so what I am going to do is I am going to just draw some lines here like that, short. Okay, you can touch the water a bit. Okay, don't put too much water. Okay, like that. Now you can touch a bit of the brown and the yellow ochre. Okay. Don't be too quick to put in the very light color. Okay. Okay. For demonstration purpose, I'm using art board. It's not a strong cardboard or canvas. Okay, once you follow my tutorial and you can do a certain level of painting, then or maybe you can paint it on canvas. You can try painting on canvas. Okay, now I am putting in a bit more brighter color, you see here. So, I am touching a bit of the, okay, just put mix and match here. Okay, ready. Okay, now you know why I put in some dark colors already there, because it acts as a base. Acts as a base. This is one way of painting a, what we call, tree. There are some other ways there. Again, that's a bit of the, note that it is not time lapse, it is not time lapse, whatever you see is happening now. Okay, mistake, no mistake, don't worry, right. Okay, in between you put in this one here, touch a bit of yellow if you want. Okay, always try to experiment with colors and things like that, so that you know that, you know, when you mix a certain colors, it's not the more you experiment, okay, the more you know about colors, how it reacts, or when you mix a certain color what happens. You can always know about the cool colors, warm colors. Warm colors, as they say, is what you can always mix with red. Cool colors you can always mix with blue. That's the only thing, right? So, don't have to think too much about that color things, right? You just paint it, because it's only like an experiment. It's an experiment. Yeah? Okay, once the branches get too thin, right, you cannot use this brush, right? Because this is a different, it's a bit, maybe you can use a thinner brush, right? But for here, you still can use the bit of white and brown. You see, as I come closer to this side, I can use a bit of yellow, or even a bit of the orange, the luminous color orange, right? Luminous color orange. That is why you need to like experiment with luminous colors, normal acrylic colors, And even if you buy those, if you are going to paint a wall, you can actually buy those wall paint colors, right. You can always mix with acrylic colors and you will find that it will turn out something different. The colors will be nice. Yeah, brighter now. This part here is a bit brighter. And maybe one or two here, a bit lines. This is how you turn your brush. And you know that, okay. Okay. Okay, now for the smaller area. Okay, the smaller area, this part here immediately after the polish here, it won't be so bright. Won't be so bright. Only some part will be bright. Okay, won't be so bright. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to keep this brush. I'm going to use a smaller brush, a fine brush. Maybe this one. So I go to get a different type of brush, one like fine brush, a bit more broad, or even the normal painting brush. But then when you're painting on the wall, be careful, because if you use a very expensive brush, sooner or later the brush will get worn out because of the rough texture of the wall. So you're not going to waste so much money on buying a very good brush and then you paint on the wall and that's it. Maybe once or twice, then the brush it will be worn out. So okay, now this part here, I am using a fine brush here, so maybe okay, just put a bit dab here and there. I can use a darker color, the brown again. See, I'm just going around with these colors only, the brown, light brown, yellow ochre, white or yellow. There is something coming out here. Maybe I can make it a bit more darker here. Suddenly if you make a mistake or what, it doesn't matter, you just add in some more, maybe see, like that, add in a bit more, okay already. There's another one coming, okay. Okay. There's different ways of painting a tree. Then for like children's rooms, when you're painting children's room, then the trees you don't have to paint until like this. Is a different way of painting the tree. You can follow some of the books, children art books, children art books, or some already you got those cartoons. You can watch that kind of trees, that kind of very smooth kind of a look. Then you can what do you call? You can paint it in that way, right? I painted children room. I painted effects on the wall. Some are really high rise wall. So there was one client of mine. Yeah, I was painting a tree. It's like a half cut tree with some sharps thing coming out. It's like, the tree is not a full tree, half cut tree. And the client told me that, I don't like that tree. Straight away I changed the tree into a bigger tree, like with all the leaves and things like that. Actually I was painting it for some artistic effect, but then some clients, they won't understand why it is like that. So, just to please the client, because you are painting not for yourself, you are painting for the client, right. Remember, when you are painting for somebody, you must take note that what they actually want, not what you want, what they actually want. So, when you are painting a mural, you must be able to immediately change. So, all this can be done, all this can be done. Okay, why I am making this one a bit more thicker, because this branch is too thick, right. So, this part, usually trees, you see the trees there, the branch will come out and the other branch will become even thinner, right, and thinner and thinner. It cannot be one thinner here and this one is even too big, cannot. Right, okay. So, something like this. Now, once this is done, I am going to show you how to do the same thing, no difference, same thing here. Now, for the leaves here, same thing, you can punch. Maybe you can have a different brush, okay, but don't use too many brush for the leaves there. Now, for the leaves here, same thing, I am touching the green and this, and maybe a bit of the orange, I mean change a bit, because you got to look something different from here, right. So, now it is almost dry, this part here. So, what I am going to do is the lower part maybe a bit darker, okay, a bit darker, okay, lower part a bit darker, right. Then the middle part maybe a bit more lighter yellow, and we can touch a little bit of the white, and you got some part maybe, okay, maybe a bit lighter, or you can have the green, bright green, okay. Try to dab lightly so that you have more of the dots than blobs. Okay, this is a very simple tree. You are painting a simple tree. Methods of painting a tree foliage is so many ways. Next video I will be showing the different type of trees where the foliage will be different depending on the type of tree, right, and maybe the leaves colors will be also different, right, depending on the type of trees. But this is the easiest way to follow, easiest. I am always thinking of something that is easier to learn, then from there we can pick up and go for much more difficult one. Try to get this part here, okay. Now I am touching the very bright yellow. You can let it dry also. So by the time we paint all these things, right, this part will be dry. So I can put in the flowers. Same thing again, very easy, like that, right. So I don't put everywhere, like maybe here and there, this part here, and then maybe touch a bit of the white and a bit of the green, then this part here, right. So just touch up a bit. Here and there, right, okay. So something like this. So sunlight is here, so maybe a bit more bright here. Maybe you can put a bit more yellow, because of the sunlight, or not too yellow because the sky is light blue. So it's not like a yellow, too much of yellow. Okay, in between here and there. Okay, done. Okay. So this is done here like this. Now wash the brush again. Wash the brush again. always using the water for washing the brush. Right. Now I am going to do the flowers here, same thing. Now the flowers you can use a bigger brush or you can use a smaller brush because it is a very small painting. So maybe I use a smaller brush. Okay, okay, smaller brush. So it was something like this. Okay, something like this. So I am going to touch the white and some luminous colors. I got some luminous colors here. Right. Pink, pink here. Touch a bit of white, orange again. And you can touch a bit of red if you want. Touch white, luminous orange. Now this method actually cannot underestimate the use of this method, like dabbing. Most of the paintings can be used in this way to paint something nice. Even corals can be painted in this manner. Just here and there. Okay. Now I can touch a bit of yellow, the luminous yellow. I can brighten up the. You wash the brush again. Can brighten up some of the area. Always when I am painting the murals, I always keep my fingers all clean. Don't like make it dirty, because when you are painting a bigger area, is it will be a bit messy or what. You can always keep yourself clean. Okay. I am going to touch a bit of yellow here, bright yellow. I am going to use that bright yellow. Just going to put a bit of yellow here. Right, bright yellow, because just now already painted, so it is almost dry. That part will be almost dry. So see here. Yeah, you can use a fan brush, but the fan brush is always you have the same pattern. This one you have something, you see, it's different. Every time you put it will be something different. See? You can touch a bit of white if you think it's not too bright. Then after that. Okay, when I am painting this part will be dry. So timing wise is like when you are painting a big area, when you are painting one area, one part will be dry. So you put a base color, then you concentrate here. Then once you have finished here, you can go back here again, touch up again. Because by the time acrylic paint and wall paint, it will dry. Wet on wet, when you paint, it will smudge, and it will look like very smudgy kind of. Back here. Now I can use the same yellow. Because when I am painting here, it is almost dry. I can put in a bit more of the yellow. Near the branch, especially near the branch, like the leaves coming out from the, going over the branch, you can add in a bit of tiny dots, so that you're looking through. There's some leaves there coming out. White, yellow, or you can use a bit of green, a little bit of green. So you put some dots here. Like the leaves coming out a bit, Okay. So, just now remember the rule of third, there is one line here, one line here, like this. So, you can actually paint something over here, or you can paint something over here. Okay. Okay. For now we stop here. Next video I will show you what can be added here. Okay. What can be added this part here, or you can add things that you want by yourself. Maybe there is a bench here, there is somebody sitting here, or maybe there is a squirrel up here, so you need to know how to draw the squirrel. All these extra things like this animals, squirrels, or some other things, or even birds, that you got to practice using a sketchbook. You got to draw it out every time, draw some sketching here and there, and doodling or what, then you can like improve. That is another section itself. So, this is covering the bigger area, like a big wall, bigger area. The little things that comes in like mushrooms, butterfly, birds and things like that, that can be learned. It is not difficult to actually learn to paint those things. There will be more videos on that coming up. So, thank you for watching my video tutorial. Hope to see you again in the next video. I will make some changes to this painting. I will show you that what can be done, and please subscribe my channel, and see you the next video. Thank you. Bye.